I'd have a pair of pliers and a screwdriver and a hammer at the very least. Because otherwise, if you just handed a hammer and you say, go build that house, well, you better find a lot of nails. Because that's all you're going to be able to deal with. So you need some way to communicate yes or no, get yes or no communication from the subconscious. The last little note here, and I'll demonstrate this in just a second with someone, is where you position your eyes when you're muscle testing for psychological responses matters, as it turns out. And I'll show you, I'll demonstrate that for you. I learned this through, actually this little piece of it, through studying NLP years ago. They had made a big deal out of where your eyes are focused in terms of how you're processing in your brain. And what I found out when I first was introduced to muscle testing as a means of communication was that sometimes it seemed to answer correctly and sometimes the answers were really bogus. And I couldn't figure out what the heck was going on. And I finally pieced the mystery together and I figured out, wait a minute, sometimes people are saying things they're having no emotional response to at all. Your arm doesn't operate automatically. It doesn't go strong or weak for no particular reason. If you're not having a response to it internally, then the electrical signal sent from your brain to the muscle has no effect. So I want to show you how that works. And then I'd like you to just have an experience of this, because when I do a demonstration up here, I want you to be wired into what's actually going on and not just watching me do something up here that you're not familiar with. So I would like to invite someone who would like to help me demonstrate this muscle testing process to come up. Okay, would you mind? That's great. And you might want to come over here. And you are? Juliana. Juliana, if you'll come over here, which arm would you like to use for muscle testing? You most comfortable with this one?
Right arm.
Okay. So let's see if we can get you in some light and me in some light. This is good. Okay. I'm going to demonstrate all three of these things, and then I'm going to have you do just one for the sake of time and for your experience. But what I'm doing is I'm standing next to Juliana's arm. Rather than in front of her like this, I want her to be able to have clear vision over here and me out of her line of fire. So we're not exchanging too much information in our biofields right now. So Juliana, what I'd like you to do is the following. I'm going to be pressing down on your arm gently. I've got my hand here on your wrist rather than on your hand, and my other hand gently on your shoulder. Okay, I'm going to be pressing down. I want you to resist that pressure, okay? But with your eyes, I'd like you to actually put your nose out here in this direction, and not your head, but just your eyes focused towards the floor. Actually, I'm sorry, you can turn your nose over here. You're doing great. And just put your eyes towards the floor. And hold them right there. I'm going to press down. Let's just do this together. And I'll tell you before I press, because I'm going to say the words, be strong, okay? Okay. Here we go. Be strong. Good. Now, I'm just calibrating to find out what that's like. Am I pressing okay? It's not too hard. It's not? Okay. Let's try out some stuff and see what happens. So we're going to go with the first communication link up here. I'm going to have you say something that we know is true about you, and I'm going to ask you to do this one. This is the one that you will do as an experiment. So I want you to use your name, because it's something your subconscious probably agrees with unless you're going by an alias. So I want you to look down, and out loud, Juliana, I'd like you to say, my name is Juliana.
My name is Juliana.
And be strong as I press. Good for you. So let's have you lie now. This is a really important thing. In fact, I'll set this up. If you get away with this and you can keep your muscles strong, everybody out here will give you $20. Okay? Hey, pretty good, huh? I just spent your money. I hope you're okay. You're rooting for me now, aren't you? Okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to, again, with your face out here, but your eyes towards the floor. Let's make you somebody else completely, like some guy named Bill. We'll make you male. Your name is Bill. So I want you to say out loud like you really mean it. Okay. My name is Bill.
All right, my name's Bill.
Be strong, Bill. And see what happens. I'm pressing gently, but her arm is actually moving down rather than locking in place. I know all of you can't see that exactly, but trust me on this. Can you feel the difference?
Yes.
Yeah, it's dramatic to her and to me, and I'm pressing very lightly. It's not about pressing harder. It's about when she says something that isn't true, roughly, you can rest your arm, roughly what's happening is equivalent to what happens in a polygraph machine. The brain is actually changing frequencies. The signal is changing. It's going into conflict because there's no file in there, either the gender file, which says she's a female and she's affirming she's male, and the name file crashes because her name isn't Bill, it's Juliana. So two things are going on that create conflict at the brainwave level. The signal, electrical signal from the brain to the muscle is what causes the muscle to go weak. It's not that her muscle mass changes or that I have to press any harder. It's simply a restricted signal because of the confusion, the conflict in the brain. That electrical signal is diminished. The muscle response is much, much weaker. So if you can detect this difference, you can set up this binary code. It's a natural biofeedback mechanism built into every one of us. So if you use it properly, it's very, very wonderful to find out what's going on at levels of your consciousness that you can't find out consciously about. So let's do the next one. Let's do an experiment with like-dislike. So what I'd like you to do is this. I'd simply like you again, with your face out here, your eyes focused towards the floor. Think of something you like, a circumstance, a situation you really like to be in, and get the feeling of being in it, and then let me know when you're there.
I would like to be in.
You would like, yeah. Feeling a situation you like to be in.
Okay.
It can be something you've already done, but you can think about it and go, yeah, I like that.
Okay.
You got it? Be real strong. She's really strong to that. She likes that a lot. So we won't have you talk about that, okay? All right. Okay. I want you to switch gears. I want you to think of something that you don't like, equally powerful, but the opposite of that pleasant feeling. And take your time and let me know when you've gotten into that feeling. Something you don't like. Oh, you can think of a food or a person or...
Okay.
Oh, that helped. What was that the person one she went for? Okay. Take your time. You have to get into the experience of it. And you let me know when you're feeling the feeling of it. Got it? And be strong. Sure enough. Can you feel that? It's real dramatic over here. So she's going very weak to that feeling. I don't have to know what it is, but I can tell it stresses her. It's real easy. We're using this as a stress detector. And the final one is to set up a yes or no communication system. This can be done very simply. All I want you to do in your mind silently is just repeat the word yes over and over and over in your head. So just listen to it silently. And be strong as I press. Good. Repeat the word no. Hear that over and over.
Okay.
And be real strong. Feel the difference? Yeah. Can you see a little bit of her movement? Because she's moving and that arm is dropping real easily and I'm pressing very gently. This isn't a wrestling match. I mean, some muscle testers just want to yank on your arm and they got all kinds of agendas and stuff. It isn't about that. It's just pressing hard enough on the arm to detect whether the muscle locks in place or unlocks. Because as long as you're getting strong and weak responses and your intention is clear about what you're testing, you have a really powerful internal communication system going on here. So let me propose the following. Given our seating arrangement, I want to suggest this. Instead of standing like I'm standing with Juliana this way, I want you to, in a minute, you'll be standing up where you are, pick a partner that you're close to, and actually stand facing me and have your arm come out towards the back of the chair in front of you. Stand to the side like this, that way you don't hurt anybody. Because your arm's coming out this way, not to your side. There's not much room to the side. You're going to have your partner do the following thing. I just want you to use the truth detector for right now, just to have this experience. The way this happens is this. You're going to take your hand, put it gently on top of the wrist, not on the hand that bends here, but on the bone up here. Your other hand, just rest it gently on the shoulder of your partner. They're to be looking, their face is straight, but your eyes are looking down. If your eyes are looking down, you will be emotionally connected to the statement you're making. If your eyes move around, this may not work for you, so this is very important. Head straight, chin parallel to the ground, eyes focused down, and then have your partner say, my name is, and use your real name. So one more time, Juliana.
My name is Juliana.
And be strong. And I want you to say be strong just before you press, okay, to warn the partners, because if you just jerk like that or you start pressing when they're not ready, you can't tell when the muscle's strong or weak. So let's switch gears. We'll make you somebody else again. This time you can be some guy named Jim. Imagine you're Jim. Say, my name is Jim.
My name is Jim.
Be strong, Jim. You feel the difference. Yeah, it's really dramatic and you just press gently. I want you to have this experience because after a little while I'm going to use this muscle testing connection to demonstrate one of the belief change processes. So take about, it won't be more than 2 to 5 minutes at the most. I'll yell at you after a while, but I'd like you to have the experience both ways of doing muscle testing this way and just see how it turns out. Thank you very much, Juliana. Go ahead. Going okay? Yeah.
I went over a little bit, but not too much, 5 or 10 minutes.
It's okay.
Anybody else looking for a partner?
Remember to focus your eyes down. Look down at the carpet. Okay, and when you've finished, have a seat. When you've finished the experience, have a seat, and I'll know you're getting ready.